Hi, welcome back to Examining Life, a life that's worth living. My name is Amanda. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And today I am back at the University of Ghana. Before we continue, first I would like to thank my subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and click the red rectangle to subscribe. I would also like to thank my patrons. Thank you very much for your donations. I greatly appreciate your support. And today we are going to be discussing Pan-Africanism. So today's question is, what are your thoughts on Pan-African philosophy? And for those who may not be aware of Pan-African philosophy, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, Pan-Africanism is, quote, the idea that peoples of African descent have common interests and should be unified. Historically, Pan-Africanism has often taken the shape of a political or cultural movement, end quote. So who am I speaking with today?
My name is Rebecca from African People's Liberation Movement.
And mine is Kingsford Jagri. I'm the chairman of African People's Liberation Movement, Ghana chapter.
What are your thoughts on Pan-African philosophy?
Pan-Africanism has come a long way in Africa, and it stems from the fact that we Africans, we love ourselves, and that we want to see change, a whole new change in our lives and in our societies. And this change will not only affect us presently, but it will also affect our unborn children. For example, there are so many problems that the African faces, and these problems major on the youth of Africa. There are so many university graduates out there, they are unemployed. We have problems in our educational system, in our health system. So many things are not working in Ghana and in Africa. But what are we even doing? The youth of Ghana and even Africa has not really involved themselves in Pan-Africanism over the years. And this is a big advantage to the politicians and a great disadvantage to us, because then when we are not deeply involved in effecting change in our societies, it affects us. You go to school for 4 years, 3 years, after school, there are no jobs. Who does it affect? That we have presidents that are about 60, 70 plus. In about a few years to come, they will die. You are about 25. You're going to live for the next 70 years. It affects you the most. So these are things that we the APLM, African People's Liberation Movement, we want to involve more students into realizing that this is our problem, not the problem of the government in power.
And how does Pan-Africanism solve those problems?
If you look at what African People's Liberation Movement intends to do, we are creating a platform where we will use to create awareness about the need for us to stand up to fight for the liberation, the total liberation of the African continent. Currently, if you look across various governments in Africa, there is this issue of neocolonialism, oppression, and even the need to insist on our presidents and our various governments taking decisions that will inure to the benefit of the ordinary citizen. It is a problem, and it looks as if we are not doing enough to insist on the right things being done, decisions that will benefit the ordinary African people. Let's look at the Mediterranean. On a daily basis, you have thousands of African youth running away from Africa to Europe, and hundreds of them die on a daily basis. How many African leaders talk about these things? They don't even care. So these are some of the things that we need to bring to fore so that we can fight for our rights. I want to give a little introduction about what African People's Liberation Movement is about. It's a Pan-African movement that has branches across the globe. We have branches in the US, we have branches in China, we have branches in South Africa, Cameroon, Nigeria, and in Ghana. In Ghana is duly registered, and we intend to embark on some activities like conferences, seminars, educational training, debates, and these things will be focused on the topical issues on Pan-Africanism on the continent. So we want to bring back the flame of the Pan-Africanism. We want to ensure that we get a lot of people involved in Pan-Africanism for us to fight for our self-determination, economic development, because we can't get people to come and develop Africa for us. We have to develop Africa. If Africa will develop, we have to develop it. If anybody comes to Africa, they are coming with their own interest. So that is what African People's Liberation is basically about.
You mentioned neocolonialism. What does that look like in practice? And what do you do to fight against that?
Thank you very much. You see, a classical example is, we have presidents taking decisions that are not decisions of their own. We still have our colonial masters telling us what to do, the kind of things to do in Africa. We go to IMF and they will have some conditionalities you cannot employ until so many years. You have to reduce your electricity tariff or increase by this margin. They'll tell you what to do. Even though you claim it's a sovereign country, you do not have that full control of your own country. These are some of the neo-colonialism that we are talking about. Even though we claim we are independent, we are still being directly controlled. I won't say indirectly, directly controlled by these our colonial masters. And it's talking about what we need to do. You see, I think we need civil action. The youth need to stand up. Africans need to stand up and fight against some of these things. We need to insist. If we have to go on demonstrations or pickets at the Flagstaff House or the ministries and insist that we do not want these things to happen.
Look, African youth, we must really rise up. We only wake up every day. We see the problem staring at us right in the face, and yet we still do nothing. We say nothing. We at APLM, we are talking, and we will continue to talk, continue to do whatever that we know is legally accepted to make sure that change starts in Ghana, change starts in Nigeria, change starts in Togo, change starts in any other African country. We are ready for change. The youth of Ghana are ready for change. African youth are ready for change, and that change starts now.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below what you think of Pan-African philosophy. What are the benefits of Pan-African philosophy and what are some challenges that might come with the implementation of Pan-African philosophy? Thank you. Happy travels. Bye.